Yo, what's up, everyone? You see the title. Is it time to stop disrespecting Paul George? If you're new here, we're going to cover that topic as well as recap the rest of the NBA tonight. But that's the main topic because Paul George returned and he had another big game tonight. Another 26 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. And he's been hooping this year. And, I feel like everyone's been disrespecting him ever since, the whole playoff collapse of the Clippers last year, and he was terrible last year, and I'm not going to let him off the hook. And if you're a fan of this channel as well as you've read my content, you know I'm not a Paul George fan. I'm not someone that thinks he's the top 10 NBA player that others might think he is, but I do respect his talent, and I know that he's not as bad as people are saying that he is or how bad he looked in the postseason in the bubble. And I think that was all just summarized by that shot in Game 7 where he hit the side of the backboard, and everyone just had a field day with that, making memes about everything. And, he's came out and he shut up the haters. He's playing about as well as he did when he was in Oklahoma City with the Thunder, playing at an MVP level. And while he won't win MVP this year, it would take a miracle for him to win it because he's with Kawhi Leonard and they would always split votes. But, I mean, he's averaging the most assists he ever has, and he's really been playing well, shooting 50%, 48% from three, 90% from the free throw line. He's almost part of the 50-50-90 club, which is unheard of. Don't know if any player has ever accomplished that. But I think people should stop disrespecting him for now. We'll see in the playoffs when they make it what he does then. Paul George has always been known as a great regular season player, so we'll see if he can translate that into the postseason, but he normally isn't terrible in the postseason. It was just this one time in the bubble, and he acknowledged some off the court issues that kind of led to him not being focused in the bubble, and completely understandable. He was stuck there without his friends and family for so long, so I can understand how that can wear on someone mentally. And so I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes. I'm happy to see him hooping and being back out there and showing everyone what's up and, shutting up the haters. And I think it's time to stop disrespecting him. And, if he makes me regret that, that's fine because I'm not the biggest Paul George fan. So it wouldn't even make me mad. But besides that, we're going to jump into the rest of the games tonight. Like I said, they played the Magic today, the Clippers. They almost choked. They had a 25-point lead, and then they almost choked that away. But they ended up winning by 25 again. The Magic are terrible. They're reeling ever since Markelle Fultz went down with an injury. Cole Anthony has been serviceable, but he's better off the bench, it seems, in his rookie year. So, the Magic are going downhill. They're not going to make the playoffs this year, which is a shame. They normally are always there in the 8th seed, but the East is way too competitive this year. You got the Nets, the Hawks are looking good, and there's plenty of other teams. Knicks, the Cavs were terrible tonight, but yeah, we'll jump right into the Hawks. They're a surprise team, and Trey Young, if you read any of our articles at callingourshot.com, Trey Young was my dark horse to win MVP. And while I'm not saying he's going to win it, he has a very long shot to get there, but it certainly helps with 41 points tonight. And he killed the Wizards, which really isn't saying much. I'm pretty sure I could go out there and drop 20 on them because they can't guard a parked car, according to Bradley Beal. But, they won by 15. Man, Bradley Beal needs to request a trade. The Wizards are god-awful. Arguably the worst team in the league, as the Pistons, who I thought were the worst, are suddenly stepping it up. But yeah, another 41-point game. He's had 38 plus in 4 of his last 5 games and 28 points in the other ones. After that short slump in the middle of the year, he's really been killing it ever since then. So I'm excited for Trey Young as an Atlanta native. He's really making Hawks basketball fun to watch. And while, it's good that they beat up on a Wizards team that they need to beat up on, you can't be losing to those types of teams when you're trying to contend for a playoff spot. Russell Westbrook didn't play terrible tonight. He did get ejected, so I guess maybe that makes me regret saying that. But Bradley Beal, 10 for 26. I mean, he's still scoring, but 10 for 26, not good efficiency-wise. I think we'll be seeing a Bradley Beal trade within the next month or so as the trade deadline approaches. Let's break down the other games. Hornets versus the Pacers. Very close game. The Hornets are a weird team to watch. They're so up and down, and I feel like it goes in just with however many minutes they play LaMelo. For whatever reason, some games they play him 30 minutes like they did tonight, which is the same basically as Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham, and then other nights they'll play him 15 and they end up getting blown out. But like I said, LaMelo, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists tonight. He killed it. And I don't know why they don't play him more. I don't know why they don't start him. They can win these sort of games against a Pacers team that's going to be a playoff team. They're going to be right in the thick of things as a 4 or 5, maybe 6 seed. They're going to be there, and the Hornets can be there if they start playing LaMelo more. But, hey, what do I know? James Borrego apparently is a master coach. Whatever. We can have a whole nother video about that. But we'll move on. I digress. Bucks Pelicans. The Bucks made this interesting. I'll admit I didn't look and watch much of this game tonight, but I tuned in, I saw the halftime score, and I was like, what is happening to the Bucks? This looks like when the Bucks played the Knicks, I think a couple, right at the beginning of this year, and they got blown out by the Knicks, and I was like, come on, how are you supposed to be a 1 or 2 seed, an NBA contender, and just get blown out by the New York Knicks? But yeah, they got blown out by the Pelicans, but they came back. Giannis had 38 points. If you go check the box score, I feel like every single Pelican had like 20-plus points tonight. Very odd. This is exactly what I want to see out of Lonzo Ball. I just talked about him in a recent video. Go check that one out. But yeah, Lonzo Ball, 10 for 20, 7 for 13 from 3, 27 points. This feels like the first game I've seen Lonzo score more than 10 points in probably 2 years. So happy to see him get back on pace. Eric Bledsoe 25, Brandon Ingram 28, Zion 21. Bucks just didn't shoot it well in the first half, and they weren't able to climb back into it. Cavs-Knicks game, I just talked about this one. Not much takeaway from this. It seems like every time these two teams play, you should always bet the under. That's a tip for you. They didn't even get close tonight. One team doesn't break 90 points every time these two teams play. It's a pillow fight, and I guess that's what the Knicks play. That's why their defense, they give up the lowest points per game. That's just because they beat up on the damn Cavaliers who can't score a single point because they're okay. I'll move on to the next game because that's I don't need to get into the Cavaliers. They're not going anywhere this year. Kings versus Raptors. Happy to see the Kings win this one. Raptors have been on and off all year, but Kings did their thing. De'Aaron Fox played well. Harrison Barnes, Buddy Hield, all of them had 20-plus points, and they held off the Raptors in a close game. Pascal Siakam finally played well at 32 points tonight. He's been slow starting, and he missed a couple games in there, but Raptors will figure it out as the season progresses. I'm not too worried about them. I'm more so worried about the progression of this Sacramento Kings team and to see where they can go the rest of the year. And it's fun watching them. It's a high-scoring game every time because they don't play a lick of defense, but it's fun to watch, and we'll see how they progress as the season goes on. Don't expect them to make the playoffs, but you never know. And then 76ers versus Timberwolves. In my player prop article, I was going to pick Joel Embiid's over, but I didn't have the prop yet because they weren't sure if he would play. 37 points. I think he's probably the MVP favorite at the moment. The 76ers are damn near undefeated when he plays and 0-4 whenever he doesn't play. Timberwolves have the worst center defense in the league, so this was the easiest player prop over to cash. 37 points, didn't even play the fourth quarter. He's beasting. And then the last game right now, there's a couple playing right now, but the last game that has officially ended, Thunder versus the Nets. The Nets decided they weren't going to play a single ounce of defense, and lucky for them, they're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are not the most offensively skilled team. Still put up 125, but you gave up 147, so yeah, if you're not going to win a game, you give up 150 points in regulation. James Harden balled out. If you go and check out the Nets box score, every single player that played more than 5 minutes scored 10-plus points. Unreal. Crazy to look at the box score and see how that works. And then I'll just talk about the last couple games. Nuggets versus Spurs is going on right now. Spurs are up 6 with 7 minutes left. Jokic balling out again, 29 points. DeMar DeRozan, 30 points. Happy to see him continue his hot streak. And then the Mavericks versus the Jazz just tipped off, but man, the Jazz are kicking ass right now. So up by 15. I expect them to keep it up. The Jazz are on a 10-game win streak? They're killing it. Mavericks are making that Kristaps Porzingis trade from the Knicks look like a good deal for the Knicks because that draft pick is getting better and better as they keep tanking. Luka's losing grip on that MVP race to Embiid and others. So we'll see if the Mavericks can get back into that one, but that's the last game on the slate. But if this is your first time, this is Calling a Shot. My name's Austin, and I always break down every NBA night that there's a bunch of games on and just kind of give you my overall thoughts and opinions, as well as kind of discuss one main topic, today being is it time to stop disrespecting Paul George? If you're new here, check out our website at callingourshot.com, as well as check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Calling Our Shot. We post NBA player props that we bet on every single day, normally three props a day, and we've been cashing pretty well. All of our followers are making some money. But yeah, that's been it. This has been Austin. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll catch you later. Peace.